This is Tom from the National Weather Service in Raleigh doing our routine weekly briefing for Central North Carolina. This is going to cover the period Thursday, September 21st through Wednesday, September 27th. So you may or may not have heard of the news that ended up going on in the last 30 minutes to an hour. If you look in the upper left-hand corner of the map of the screen, this is showing a low pressure system that's off of Florida. Off the east coast of Florida, that'll be this evening. The upper right-hand image ends up showing that low pressure moving up towards North Carolina on Saturday morning. If you look on the text on the right-hand side, that low pressure was recently labeled Potential Tropical Cyclone 16. And we've done a little bit of explaining about this in the past, but let me just go over it again for a minute. There are times that a tropical cyclone has not actually formed, but the Weather Service wants to have a valid product so that tropical storm or hurricane watches and warnings can be issued. So what has happened at this time is, starting as of 11 a.m., we have labeled this system Potential Tropical Cyclone 16. It is not yet a tropical depression or a tropical storm. However, that is expected to happen over the next 24 to 48 hours. And so the coastal offices are taking a look at issuing tropical storm watches and warnings. So this low pressure system will develop off the Atlantic Florida coast and move up the Atlantic coast Friday into Saturday. Regardless of how this low is classified, whether it is classified as a tropical low or a non-tropical low, the impacts will be the same across our area. We will have rain and we will have wind. The low should move north of North Carolina by Sunday, and dry weather is expected for Sunday and Monday. And then we'll have several weak disturbances, keeping a low chance of rain in the forecast through the rest of the week. Taking a look at the severe thunderstorm potential for days 1 through 8, there's no chance of thunderstorms today. And you can see generally east of the I-95 corridor on Friday, and a little bit farther east of that, there is a chance of thunderstorms, but we are not expecting any severe weather during this time. Here are the precipitation forecasts graphics that we typically end up showing, so you can see that just a couple of coastal counties may end up seeing some rain today. That would be through 8 a.m. tomorrow. The bulk of the rain is expected to occur Friday morning through Saturday morning. However, we will still have a good bit of rain Saturday into Sunday morning, just a small chance on Sunday, and then Monday we're looking at a dry forecast. In the bottom right-hand graphic, you can end up seeing the 5-day total. Again, these are the graphics that we typically end up showing you. That Asheville will probably end up dry. Raleigh is somewhere in the middle, and if you end up going out towards the coast, that's where the most rainfall will end up being. So here's a little bit tighter in of an image showing what the accumulated precipitation forecasts are for the next 3 days, and that is when the bulk of the rain will end up occurring. This is going through 11 a.m. Sunday morning, and we don't expect there to be any significant precipitation after Sunday morning. So showing that range here, you can even see just across our forecast area the fact that it looks like if you're down in Albemarle, might have 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. If you're looking in the triad, 1/2 inch to 1 inch. The triangle could be anywhere from 1 to 2 inches. And as you end up heading to the east of I-95, those rainfall amounts continue to go up, with Hatteras not in our forecast area expected to have the most rain, then with receiving 4 to 6 inches between now and Sunday morning. Taking a look at WPC's excessive rainfall outlook, we are not outlook today. You can see that most of the forecast area is in either a marginal or a slight risk on Friday. And then again, a good portion of the area is in a marginal risk on Saturday. Now taking a look at the winds and what we could end up expecting to see from that. Again, these graphics are going to be through Sunday morning. So again, the next 72 hours, which is when the bulk of this event is expected to occur. You can see in the upper left panel, those are sustained winds. That the sustained wind is not expected to be more than 15 to 20 miles an hour across our forecast area. However, if you take a look on the graphic on the right-hand side, taking a look at the maximum wind gusts, you can see that out in the triad, we're expecting wind gusts up to about 30 miles an hour, with wind gusts approaching 40 miles an hour as you end up heading to the east of Interstate 95. We always like to give you a drought outlook on Thursdays. This information is valid through Tuesday morning, and the map is released on Thursday morning. And what you can see in the upper right hand is where it says that what's changed. The map is essentially unchanged this week after cooler weather prevented degradation, but only light and scattered showers limited improvements. What's next? A low pressure forming offshore should bring rain across the eastern half of the state this weekend. So a lot of that area, probably from Wake County to the east, will likely stay the same for next week or possibly end up dropping off the map, depending on how much rainfall ends up occurring. The 8 to 14 day outlook, courtesy of the Climate Prediction Center. Taking a look at the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, we're looking at a 33 to 50% chance of above normal temperatures from September 28th through October 4th. Taking a look at the precipitation, I put near normal precipitation, considering the western parts could be a little drier. The eastern portions could end up being a little bit wetter. So kind of overall, we'll end up saying that that is near normal. And again, the 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook, you can see potential tropical cyclone 16. It is still having a 50% chance, at least as of this graphic being made, of becoming a tropical storm. Nigel has moved well off of the East Coast, and there's a wave coming off of Africa, but it is still several days away from any possibility of affecting the United States. So again, our weather summary, low pressure, which was recently labeled potential tropical cyclone 16, will develop off the Atlantic Florida coast and move up the coast today and tomorrow, or Friday and Saturday. The impacts will be the same regardless of what the label is on it. There will end up being rain and wind more the farther east you end up going. This low should move out by Sunday, and then we could have some low chances of rain through the rest of next week. And again, those primary hazards and impacts would end up being flash flooding and high winds, primarily across the eastern counties on Friday and Saturday.